This video may contain content that maybe is disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is heavily advised.
How they thought we'd react to news of the male loneliness epidemic.
What can I do to help? Is there a GoFundMe?
This is a trend. There are a bunch of other TikTok videos with the exact same caption where they're overreacting. I feel so bad. And then it's the joke that I actually do not feel bad. And if you check the comments under all the videos, they are full of pure hatred. Men's suffering is literally the motivation that gets me out of bed in the morning.
Wow.
For real, men's self-end rates aren't high enough to be honest. And this is a real problem where young people, men specifically, the leading cause of their death is suicide.
Oh, for sure.
And here's the plot twist: women die from suicide and suffer just as much as men. But here's the question: men disproportionately kill themselves more compared to women. Then why do women suffer as much through suicide? It is because they die significantly less, so their death is relative. But please understand this thing: this is not a women-men problem. Everyone in their middle stages of their life will almost try to hurt themselves. In the context of statistics, children will be living the happiest moment and stage of their life, and the same thing applies to the elderly. But if you're a teenager, if you're 20, 30, 40, or 50, statistically, you are living in the most unhappiest moment and stage of your life. And
bro, I'm not gonna lie. Why is it that these people are happier than we were at our youngest age? I'll let them talk.
if you look at suicide statistics by age, 45 to 64-year-olds take first place, 25 to 44-years old take second place, then it slightly lowers as the older you get to 65 to 74. But if you're 15 to 24, you're taking fourth place, and then at its lowest is 75 and older. The old people, the ones who are dying, the ones who are broke, the ones who have nothing to live for. Your wife died. They are the happiest. How? Why? And at its very lowest, 10 to 14-year-olds.
Sorry, that caught me off guard.
You cannot replicate the happiness, the confidence of old people. You cannot replicate the happiness and confidence of a child because you are living your current stage. You must accept reality for what it is. And more importantly, look at the people who try to. There are so many man children who disregard a lot of responsibilities in their life, trying to play video games, eat junk food, and trying to replicate the happiness they once felt.
That's not how
but
it
they
works.
don't understand that the advice old people give you, you have all heard it already. Think everyone naked. Oh, who cares about what other people think? We all know it, but because we are young, you cannot help it because there are other priorities in your life that are more important, where you kind of do need to care because you do need a job. You are not retired. You care about what other people think because they're the ones that pay your bills.
I'll let him speak a little bit more.
Life is a completely different game at different stages and ages in your life.
Shut up. So I understand what he's saying. He's saying that we should take the advice of older people because they say that we shouldn't care about what other people think. Humans are social creatures. We have to rely on being one with the group. If we don't fit into the group, we're alienated. And as humans, that is kind of a self-defense mechanism to where we try to blend in with that group as much as possible. Like, let's say you like something that the group doesn't like. The group's going to alienate you from them because they don't like it, and you are the outlier. You are the one thing that's causing the group to have a malfunction, basically. So it's either you get that right or you're kicked out the group.
You personally cannot replicate the happiness and excitement as a child.
You can't.
Because if you are, you will just be escaping the reality of life. You have seen so many adults where all they do is try to avoid responsibility by being slothful, by doing absolutely nothing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to take up any sort of responsibility. And over time, they're trying to chase the happiness they once felt, but they will only end up with worse consequences. And
All right, that's another one. So he's saying that you can't replicate the happiness that you had when you were a child, and I agree with that as well. This difference between a child doing something versus an adult doing something. A child has an essence of innocence, an essence of not understanding or knowing what they're doing and why they're doing it. So It's basically the bliss of not knowing anything, the bliss of not being burdened with the truth of how the world really works. That's why children are happier with their lives. But as an adult, we're burdened with responsibilities. We're burdened with knowing that if we don't do what we need to do, then it'll just ruin our lives altogether. And when we try to replicate what we did as children, it just pushes us further over the edge. You're not going to get what you need in life. You're not going to get what you want or truly desire. So if you're not getting what you want or truly desire, and you're trying to be happy, even though that's not how you get happy, you're going to think, well, maybe I should just end it all. This is terrible.
This is a very important point people fail to understand. It is extremely easy to fall into the trap of hating women, fall into the trap of...
That's so wild. What was that curveball?
Bro, your transitions are so harsh, bro. Like, that transition had nothing to do with what you were talking about for a third of the video. What are you talking about? How does that make it easier to hate women? Like, what are you talking about? No, what are you talking about?
Extremely easy to fall into the trap of hating women, fall into the trap of hating men, because there are so many reasons to hate life. And the only way to make yourself feel a little bit more confident, a little bit better about myself, is to belittle the other gender. Ha ha ha, me right now with lonely men.
Okay,
what a
I'm
dumb comment.
Envy is one emotion that almost no one will ever admit to, because to admit to feeling envy is to admit that you feel inferior to another person. We don't like to do that. We want to feel superior. So no one will
Robert
ever
Greene, by
admit
the way.
that they acted out of envy.
I've watched a bunch of videos on why men are explaining that women suck. I've equally watched the exact opposite, why women say that men suck. But to get everything down to the roots, they'll give you exact pinpoint reasons. Oh, they do this, they do that. Oh, they kill more people. They're so dumb, they die more. But here's the thing. It is out of envy. The reason why they hate the other group is because deep down, they know that they have something that the other gender wants. Most of the time, the men that do hate groups of women are all incels, because they cannot get and attract other people as easy as it is for women. And the same thing applies to women hating on men. Men have a higher ceiling of intelligence, and equally they also have a lower ceiling of intelligence. They are more extreme on both sides,
for sure.
They overly fixate on the extreme sides, the worst sides, and also the best sides. That gives them the perfect reason to hate the rich men. They are also the brokest people. Here's the thing, guys, here's the thing. Envy is a real emotion, and a lot of people cannot regulate and understand it. And more importantly, this clouds your judgment. You no longer know what you actually like or dislike. Nobody talks about this, but the whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, I guarantee you, a big reason why people were willing to hate on Drake is because he's so successful. He is
What Kendrick say? Certified lover boy, certified what? Don't sue me, Drake. It was a joke.
so successful in every single factor that
That's a lie.
Deep down, the entire audience is envious of what he has.
No,
so it's easier
no, that's
to
not
hate
why
him
people are
and
hating
root
on Drake.
for the underdog. And
No,
here's the thing.
no.
The reason why old people are so confident and happy as well as children compared to everyone else is because they lack that emotion. They are not envious. An old man walking across the street is
I know
not
he gonna
going
wanna
to
pick that up
compare
after.
and contrast the difference of how people look. They don't care. They'll wear whatever bullshit they got in their
That's
closet.
true.
The same thing applies to wealth. A lot of them are either extremely broke or extremely rich.
Yep.
And nonetheless, they don't care as much as it is important to young people.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why young people are so unhappy, and I can't give you this as a one-liner shoot of advice, it is a very complex thing. It's because
yeah, for sure it
envy
is.
runs in our system. We're constantly comparing ourselves to our peers. It is definitely exacerbated because of social media,
For sure.
but even without it, even when you were all the way young back in the day where there was no technology, people still
I dead be
compared
scared to do
each
that.
other.
She's
based
literally
on
standing on
envy.
her
This
head right
person is
now.
more successful than me. This
I dead
person
could not
looks
do
better
that.
than me. And because
I
you're
did fall and
comparing
bust my
so
face
many
open.
aspects of life to extreme levels of
couldn't do
people
this
that
either,
are
'cause
only
that's
good
gay.
at that one thing,
You're literally
you feel
wrestling with the
inferior.
dude on the
And this
ground. No,
leads
thank
to
you.
a point where it feels like you are the worst of the worst. It
Mm-hmm.
really gives you the feeling of no control. And I believe the best way to overcome this feeling is to stop giving so much value onto one attribute of a person. From the outside looking in,
True.
I'm assuming girls get eating disorders, girls get very depressed because all they value is being skinny, all they value is looking good. And for men, it's dumb, stupid shit. How much muscles you got, how smart are you, how much money you got, are you good looking enough? Every
You miss a really big topic on that one, buddy.
single one of them are overly obsessed about one key aspect of life, and because they overfixate on the thing that other people have and they don't have, which is envy, they fall down this spiral, and it is a complete disservice to other people and yourself. People are more than just their looks, than just how much money they have. Everyone struggles, and the advice where think everyone naked, I do not think it is a sexual thing. I do not believe it is a literal thing, but metaphorically, everyone is not perfect. There's that weird mole on your body, and there's no use in hiding.
I can't agree on that one now.
We are all vulnerable, and you should not judge based on the outside perspective. This is a big reason why children and old people have the highest life satisfaction. It is not because they are dumb, they have so much experience. It's because they've lost the feeling of envy. The younger you are at certain ages, you feel more emotions than different stages of your life. And children and old people lack the biggest form of envy. Children don't care. They're too dumb to care. They're asking every single question, and the same thing applies to old people. They're too old to care. They're poor, they're rich, no matter where they are in their life status-wise, they don't have the time to care, the time to compare and judge. Thank you for watching. If you want to watch a 30-minute version of this video, it is
absolutely
live on the
not,
Patreon.
bro. This was supposed to be the W video though. I ain't gonna lie, W video.